after I had looked through all the profiles, I kind of had a list of things that I was looking for. I had some very specific things that I was looking for, and I had kind of just decided that I really liked this Rhonda lady. I read her profile. I knew all about her son who had passed away, and I just kind of felt like I could connect with her personally. She knows what it's like to be a mom, and she would know what it was like to lose them. Even though it was a very heartbreaking and hard decision for me to make, I think I made the right decision. I couldn't have asked for a better mother to raise the kids. My decision with the open adoption, I knew that that's what I wanted from the beginning. I didn't want anything closed because I already have 2 kids, and I knew that I couldn't just have another baby and just not know really what was going to happen. And I think that having the open adoption side of that has really helped me long term with dealing with it in the first place. I know that if I call and I need any kind of support, I know that the agency itself will be there to help with that, with whatever it is. I've never felt that I didn't have that. As a matter of fact, the day that I left the hospital, I made sure that the agency was there when I left, because I wanted them to be there when I left. So, I mean, I don't have any questions or doubts about the support that I'm going to get here, whatever it need be. Couple weeks ago, we drove down to the baptism. It was a wonderful experience. I took my mom, I took the boys, and we all took the long trip down south, and it was really good. We got to meet more of Rhonda's family, and everybody in the family was just very welcoming, very nice, very polite. Everybody introduced themselves. We got to kind of talk and meet everybody else that was there, and everybody got to meet me and the kids and my mom. It was really great.
Hi, my name is Rhonda, and I would love to share my beautiful story with you about my son Patricio and my new arrivals, Maximiliano and Mariquita. My story starts 5 years ago. My beautiful son was born on my birthday. He shares my birthday with me. He's my birthday gift. And on day 25 of his life, Patricio woke up crying. He was a happy baby, and so this cry had never heard before. So we packed up, went to Children's Hospital, and had him checked out by the doctors. They did the 5 tests that they normally do on babies because babies can't tell you what's wrong. And the last and final test that they do is a lumbar poke. And they came back to tell me and my now ex-husband that Patricio had contracted meningitis, and that we were flying Fly for Life to the Children's Hospital in Aurora. The doctor meets with us and tells us what type of meningitis he has, and that the type of antibiotics that he's on is exactly what he needs, and the treatment will be given and in 14 days. As long as my son does not have a seizure, he's going to be perfectly fine. 6 days later, my son passes away from meningitis, and I leave that hospital without my child. My son Patricio comes to visit us in the form of a yellow butterfly. And it didn't always happen for me because I know that he's following me and he's right here watching over Mama at all times. But he would visit my father on Father's Day. He would visit my sister and brothers. It was interesting. They'd call me anytime they'd see a yellow butterfly surrounding them. They'd call me and let me know, Patricio visited me today. I was determined to be a mommy again, so I chose to go through IUI 5 times. And there was a topical pregnancy, a chemical pregnancy. There was just a variety of different things that happened, and my body was just trying to tell me that this isn't, you becoming a mommy is not going to happen this way. January 1st, I started doing my homework and started researching adoption agencies. And through this process, I've had recommendations from other people that they went through this agency or that agency, and so I did my homework and I found adoption agencies online and I called and talked to Ginger, and Ginger told me that there was a waiting list. And I said, okay, well, put me on that waiting list because and I was number 63 on the waiting list. I remember that. And I was still very hopeful this was going to happen for me. I would call Ginger on a monthly basis and ask what number I was, if I had moved up, and how quickly I was moving up. So I get a phone call in June. This was January that I started the process. And I get a phone call in June from Ginger telling me that I am no longer on the waiting list, that I am on the active list. And I was ecstatic. It was a feeling of, it's happening. It's really going to happen. I looked up and I see, through my sliding door windows, I see 2 beautiful yellow butterflies fly across the pathway. So on September 2nd, I received a phone call from the adoption agency, and my heart just fell. I saw the call and it said adoption agency. I saw that on there and my heart just fell. And I went downstairs. They asked me that they needed to talk to me and to get to a place where we could talk and a place where I could sit down. So I left my cubicle area, went downstairs, found a private place, and they told me that I was chosen. That a birth mom who was carrying twins, a boy and a girl, had chosen me to be the adoptive parent. On September 5th, I got another phone call from Cindy. It says, Rhonda, we need to talk. Angelina had a doctor's appointment today, and they suspect that Mariquita, the baby girl, has Down syndrome. And we know that this is a lot to take in, and we know that you're going to go visit your parents for your birthday, and you have the support that you need to discuss this and take some time to think it over. And I kept telling them that there wasn't anything to think over, that my heart still said yes. I get a phone call at 5 o'clock from Angelina that it is time. Rhonda, can you make it to the hospital? And I was leaving. I'd already left work and I was on my way home, and I said absolutely, and turned the car around, called a really good friend of mine, said, here are my house keys, please take care of my dog. I'm on the way to the hospital. The twins are coming. The twins are coming. The adoption agency showed up like an hour or so later. They were in contact with me and Angelina during the whole time, just to make sure that we were all doing okay. And they arrive and they go visit Angelina first, see how she's doing, and then they come and visit the babies and myself, and it was great to have their support, because they helped make my beautiful family. So it was really good to have them there. And you're so involved in the process and so excited about what's happening that there's a lot of other things that are happening that you need to focus on, and they took care of that for me. They told me to stay here, look at your children, we'll take care of this for you. And because there's a lot of technical things that go on with adoption, so they made sure that all of that was handled and I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. And I just stayed there and watched. I don't think I slept at all, but I was up at the hospital bright and early. So I had them home December 15th, as I had both babies at home, and it was just magical to walk into the house and have not one, but 2 babies. To see these 2 miracles, Maximiliano and Mariquita, my new family.